kung fu.
Show me.
I'm the martial arts film freak, and this is why I got annoyed while watching Jet Li's Hero. So, story time. I'm taking a film analysis class. Methods of film analysis. Fantastic class. I'm really enjoying it so far. We're only 3 weeks in. Could get worse, but I don't think it will. This week in class, we are watching Jet Li's Hero, which is a gorgeous, phenomenal film featuring Jet Li, Maggie Cheung, Ziyi Zhang, and Tony Leung, and directed by Yimou Zhang. I don't know how to pronounce his first name. It's somewhere around here that I'm gonna put there. Last week we watched Citizen Kane. This week we're watching Hero. We're watching a lot of different movies, things that focus on different aspects of filmmaking. This week it is color because Jet Li's Hero is a gorgeous film. Just the use of color is some of the best maybe in any film ever. And I got really angry. Just silently decided to contain it because I'm a very calm person. I don't like to just have an outburst. I don't like to fight. I do. I enjoy hitting things. I like to train. But I prefer that you don't get in my face because I don't feel like punching you right now. Same thing with my words. I think I'm a pretty damn clever person. I'm quippy. I will roast your ass, I think. Sometimes, I get that moment where it's 5 minutes later I thought about what I should have said and I thought of a good comeback. But you know what? Sometimes I'm good. But I don't like to. I'm a very nice, calm person. If you calm, I'm calm. You nice, we copacetic. But as we were watching Hero, and some of the fight scenes start to happen, I started to hear giggling. I see, it mostly started, I believe, the moment Jet Li and Donnie Yen are start going and floating through the air. And it always starts with one same person in the back of the room, stop it. And once he gets going, everybody decides, oh, he's right, this is funny. It's not funny. And every time they laugh, which is at every single fight scene, essentially, with all the wire work, I'm essentially this Jackie Chan meme mixed with Bruce Lee in this moment, and you just put them together and it's this odd blend of confusion but anger, and I don't know what to do with it. Now, I understand something just not being your bag.
I don't even know what this is. This sort of thing ain't my bag, baby.
I get it. I'm not the biggest fan of wuxia myself, and I would say this movie actually falls more into wuxia. But I can't let that absorb me and just ignore the fact that this is a beautifully made film. I'd say that this is actually some of the best use of wire work in any film. This is something palatable compared to something that falls much more into wuxia that I'd say is something like Butterfly Sword with Michelle Yeoh and Donnie Yen. I saw it one time and I decided, no thank you. I don't need to watch this again. Did I laugh at it? No, because I understood it. I understood what was happening. I just wasn't a big fan of it. And I think you need a sense of maturity when watching all sorts of different films. I'm not one to just laugh at something because it's different. If I'm watching, an Indian film and a dance scene breaks out and it's a big musical all of a sudden when it was, say, a martial arts movie, like a lot of Indian films do, I'm not going to start laughing just because they start dancing. I'm going to stop and say, oh, this is different. What do I need to do to figure out what's happening, and do I like it? And if I understand it, I can deem if it's for me or not. I can't just decide, oh, this is 100% ridiculous and I hate it. No, it's not ridiculous. It's just different. Get over it. Be mature. Learn what's happening. Have some food for thought. And come up with a proper conclusion. I have never been the biggest musical fan. However, when La La Land came out, I was like, oh, I hear this is a good movie. I'm gonna go ahead and go see La La Land. And sure, the first scene is this big dance number on the highway, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of ridiculous, but I do appreciate that this is actually a very well shot moment, and it's a very pretty scene, and it's a good movie. Just stop and be mature and say, oh, what makes this good, or what makes this bad, or what makes this subjectively bad or good, and what makes it opinionated, objectively not good or great in my personal opinion. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Because I'm also just frustrated. I know that this rant is going to get much further away from just Hero, but I don't care. And in terms of musicals, I should love them. What is the difference between these 4 scenes? You've got incredible choreography. Sure, they're singing while they're doing it. I don't care. Sure, they're not punching each other, but what they're doing looks fantastic. And then you've got this fight scene and this fight scene, but great choreography, great movement. They're not singing, but they're punching each other. Trade the singing for punching, and it's the exact same scene. And there's even the moment where Tony Leung and Jet Li are like flying and gliding across the water, and like the laughter got insane at that moment. And like people were saying like that's not even a fight. Did you listen to the context of the movie? They said we had to fight with our hearts, although our hearts weren't really in it. We did not want to hurt each other. Nothing about this scene is them trying to kill each other. Yes, it is a bit odd, that moment where they start playing ping pong with like a drip of water, but that's just get over it. It's a beautiful scene. Appreciate the fact that the director is so damn picky with his shots that he had to wait for a specific day for that water that they're gliding over to be 100% still, to look like a mirror. It is a gorgeous scene. Get the over yourself and grow up. What makes these 2 characters flying across the screen any different than Neo and Agent Smith bashing each other through buildings, or Superman and Zod bashing each other through buildings? Monotonous. Is it different because they're not wearing capes? Is it different because you're just not used to it? You just see people dressed normally, maybe not completely normal because it is a period piece, so they're dressed the way they would be dressed for the time, for the era, for the century, whatever. And so you think, oh well, they're just normal people. Why should they be doing this? That's not how this works. And then there was one person who I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. In my head, what he said was completely ridiculous, with that nice tiny hint of good old American racism. There is a good scene, a very good, beautiful scene. The entire film's beautiful, between Maggie Cheung, Ziyi Zhang, and Tony Leung. And within this scene, Tony Leung learns that Maggie Cheung had an affair, and so in revenge he has an affair with Ziyi Zhang's character. Blah blah blah. And some people in the class, I heard them going, "Which one did he just sleep with?" I don't know. I can't tell them apart. Now, where the benefit of the doubt lies is that everyone in this scene is dressed 100% the exact same. They're all in red robes. They all have very dark, long hair. And so I wanted to look at that and be like, oh, well, from the back, sure. From the back, maybe you couldn't even tell that that was Tony Leung. Maybe you thought it was Maggie Cheung, because from the back, they both have long, dark hair and are wearing the exact same red robes. However, I think Tony Leung is wearing like a black belt or something. But from the front, Ziyi Zhang looks nothing like Maggie Cheung. I just want people to be mature and embrace whatever movie they're watching, whether it be a martial arts film, a drama, a comedy, a musical, Indian film, Chinese film, French film, what the ever. We cannot claim that we know what is normal, what is right, how a film must portray something, must portray anger, a battle. We don't get to know what's right in any form of art and see something different and laugh and say, oh, this is dumb, and I'm going to laugh at it because it is so dissimilar to what I'm used to. And that's just what culture shock is. And I kind of want to hope that the reason they're laughing is because they don't know how to react. They've maybe never seen something like this. Myself, I watch movies like this all the time. Just about everything you see here is a martial arts film from some other country that's not America, except for the top shelf. Not gonna lie, it's a lot of Marvel movies. And I compared it to when my girlfriend and I saw Midsommar earlier this summer. Summer. But there were moments that were jarring and a different level of terrifying because they were simply so different and outlandish. Now, yes, the film got downright gory and like that, I don't know, just deep-seated level of terror facing death and a mystery of what is happening here because you know something deeper is happening. But there are moments of just something different is happening, and it's so different and so completely obscure and outlandish that it's scary. It's jarring because I'm not used to this. And I'm not just witnessing it as a viewer, I'm witnessing it from the perspective of this character who is caught up right in the middle of it. And I don't know how to feel about that, and it's making my heart race. And then in these moments where you feel just about as lost as these characters because what in God's name is even happening right now, the whole rest of the theater, which is a lot of like teenagers, erupts with laughter. And we looked at each other, my girlfriend and I, in just confusion. Like, why on earth are they laughing? This is not a funny moment. It is terrifying. It's so odd and different from us. And it's not just like, oh, it's European. If you've seen Midsommar, it's a cult in the middle of Sweden. They're scary. And I want to say that that's what happened here. I want to say that, like, the teenagers in the theater just, they didn't know how to react to it. They didn't know that, like, just something about this sight that they're seeing on screen, they have no idea how to react to it. It's so different. So in response, all they can do is just laugh. I want to say that's what happened watching Hero, is they're so not used to the pageantry of Maggie Chung twirling as she dies, or the wire work, or even some of the use of color. Some of them commented, like, saying, like, oh, do you want some movie with your color? Like, that's the point. Color's there for a reason. But they just didn't know how to react to it all, so they laughed. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they just need to figure out what it is. And in that case, stop laughing. Turn your brain on. That's why we're here in this class. Turn your brain on. Figure out what you're watching. Decide, why is this objectively beautiful? Why is this subjectively whatever? I'm mixing up my subjectively and my objectively. Some films are meant to be taken at face value. Some films, let's say like maybe a Sharknado or something, are meant to be looked at and they pretty much are what they are. There is no even metaphor there. There is nothing to compare it to. You know, we watched Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane could have essentially been William Randolph Hearst, apparently. Animal Farm is a damn allegory. Sharknado is not an allegory. Some films are meant to be taken at face value. However, acknowledge that not all films are. Some films are meant to be seen with your brain turned on, not just with your eyes open. And appreciated for the effort put in behind the scenes and in front of the camera. Calming down a bit. I don't want people to watch movies like this. So the next time you're watching anything that is different, don't laugh unless it's a comedy. Laugh if it's a comedy. But don't just laugh because it's different. Don't decide, oh, this is odd and I don't like it. Think about what you're watching. Turn your brain on just learn that things can be completely different than what you're used to. If you've never seen a musical before, don't just go into it thinking it's song and dance and that's stupid. Or in terms of someone who is probably in their 50s, and if they're watching, they probably know who I'm talking about. Don't just look at a musical and go, isn't this kind of gay? Cool. Isn't this 2019? See something new, like a musical if you haven't seen, and break it down into its many parts, and figure out why it's working the way it's working, and how it manages to accomplish that. Maybe you can appreciate it then. I just think that almost any movie deserves a level of analysis, even if minute, to be accepted and appreciated. Like I said, if you're watching something new, don't cast it aside. Don't laugh. Don't toss judgment on something because you've never seen anything like this before. How can this be good if I've never seen anything like this before? Open your brain, not just your eyes, and appreciate something for reasons you've never considered before. I'm the martial arts film freak. I love Jet Li's Hero. You should too. Everybody should. It is a gorgeous film. And that was me ranting about why I got frustrated watching Hero. Did you have a good time? Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Let's talk about some more movies and actually be happy, because I love positivity. Why choose anger? Because that leads to hate. And hate leads to suffering. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below on what do you love about Hero. Have you had an experience where somebody just did not get a movie and they said it was stupid just because they didn't get it? What are your thoughts in this whole situation? Like I said, like, share, subscribe. Go watch some martial arts movies and have a good day.